was nice.
That was a good clap.
That was a good one.
Episode of Murder Schmurder.
Okay. The Thursday part of Murder.
This is the best part of anybody's week, I can tell.
Welcome back to Friday Eve, where you're so excited for tomorrow, but even more excited because you're about to get schmurdered.
Right in the face.
I like the fact that these episodes this week are the exact opposite of our vibe. As an intro. What do you mean? The exact opposite of our vibe.
Well, people
We're the opposite of an ASMR
people have been telling us
podcast.
that we're like way too loud.
I know a lot of people fall asleep to our podcast.
Those people are insane.
Yeah, I'm really scared of them.
ASMR videos of me wiping my ass.
That is actually pretty true. I've actually had somebody tell me that they fall asleep listening to our voices.
That is a crazy person.
That is.
Is it one of my episodes? Because that's the only way that makes sense.
You guys wanna hear me crack walnuts with my thighs for ASMR?
Yeah, I really do, actually.
Okay,
My ass.
Ow!
What are you eating there, bud?
Also, dab it. Stop wiping and dab.
Have you been on the Austin diet recently? You've had 2 brown miles in 2 weeks.
It's the what's it called?
That's true, actually. Have you been eating like Austin?
No, I've been waking up later, which then I take my creatine and my
creatine
and my Adderall at the same time, which my body does not like.
What a crazy shit that would be.
Yeah,
What a cocktail.
it is not like I've this week I've like decided we can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
It's like we take the Adderall, we let it settle, and then we'll take
And
the
then
creatine.
take the creatine.
Time to start my day.
I'm just now. This is how bad I am on. I eat things and then I go, why do I feel weird? This is how I live my life. I'm like, oh, that looks good. Yum, yum, yum. And I'm like, oh, that's weird.
And there's just like that.
After
Yeah.
our honeymoon, or well, I guess not, our anniversary trip, Flavortown,
I was going to ask how,
and then
how
kept
that
kind of
was.
eating like an asshole. And so the other day I decided, I found this like GI cleanse that's like pretty easy to do, like with shit you have in your kitchen. And I'm like, I think I need to do that. And I did. And it
It's
was
just like
great.
eat
But-
a banana, and he's like, "Wow!"
Oh my God. Did I not shit my brains out? And I was like, that's just years of toxicity leaving me. The wipes after that, I understand.
I will say so. I sent the video of this.
It was, I'm so glad I did it.
That sounds puckered.
It was a rough 6 hours, but I'm so glad I did it.
6 hours.
This person posted on Insta basically like, if you make this smoothie, and it's like all like high fiber prune juice essentially.
Basically, yeah.
And then I sent it to Austin's like, we're making this for you. And he's like, you were like hyped for it. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah, fucking bring it on.
Try something
great.
different.
I'm the kind of guy that sends poop videos over Snapchat.
Yeah, he is.
I only send it to 2 people. I send it to you and Dan.
Thank God.
Yeah.
That's
Not
too
James.
many. No.
I will say one thing that I did this in college when it was like with the most toxic ex I ever had. And I was still like madly in love with her, but I just knew like I can't be with her. Like it's not good for me to even want to be with her. And the way I coped was by just Snapchatting pics of my poop for every poop and sending it to her.
That's not the least healthy thing you could have done.
It's not thank you very much. I was just like,
I mean-
how do I make sure she doesn't talk to me and vice versa? Just keep sending her poop pics.
Joseph, no.
I'm trying to help. That's a soft break in a relationship is what
I've
that
told you
is.
guys my Dan story, right?
It's your day.
So one day Dan was like, I'm going to delete Snapchat, but he only deleted the icon and not his profile. And so over the course of like 2 years, anytime I had a nasty shit, I would film it and send it to him.
And then Dan, he re-downloaded Snapchat.
They had 2 years of
This gnarly shit.
he had his own brown mile to get through.
Oh my
That's
God.
incredible.
It's probably the greatest prank I've ever pulled, in my opinion.
An old roommate of mine he was like in another band and it was just like an epic shitter. Like he just had like the huge, long kind of style shits. So he decided to make the alphabet
What?
by hovering over the toilet bowl and like moving his ass in such a way that would land
I don't believe
the
you.
letter in the toilet bowl. He got surprisingly good at it.
I don't believe you.
So he's just working his way through the
Get
alphabet.
his information. Get his information because this needs to be documented somewhere.
I'm sure he's still got the same number. I can text him.
Yeah, text
But
him.
like, there was a while where he's sending me pictures, and I was like, dude, stop it. You know,
You text him and he's like, I'm doing it in Mandarin now. Like he's moved on to a whole new
No,
alphabet.
he's like you text him. He's gonna be sitting on the couch, wife and kids at home. Ding, honey! I told you they text me.
they want me on a podcast.
We made it big, babe.
I told you my genius would be appreciated. Now get me another beer.
By the way, I'm leaving you.
Well, what's up, y'all? Happy Thursday. I'm
Happy
Joseph.
Thursday. I'm Austin.
Happy Thursday. I'm Jamie.
It's Thursday. I'm Grant.
Okay, let's just jump right into it. We're going to talk about the amazing, lovely topic of cults today.
Yeah, we're wrapping up this little NXIVM.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. With our favorite guy. What's his name?
Keith Raniere.
Keith
He
Raniere.
was the head leader of the NXIVM cult. And this is brought to you by Paige. Thank you, Paige, for suggesting this.
We love Paige.
Thanks again, Paige. Did you see Paige commented on our
I
Edgewood
did.
Part
I saw
1?
that, yeah.
What'd
Thank
she
you,
say?
Paige?
Aw.
I also sent
that?
her.
What'd she say?
What'd you say?
I think she said, "Don't forward the complaints to me."
Too late.
She gets us.
I also sent her some merch as a
Oh.
thank
hell
you.
yeah.
One of our stickers, one of our shirts. So email us
Yeah.
and get free stuff.
You get stuff.
We can't make it any easier, people. Engage with us, and we will reward you.
We're desperate, okay?
We'll dance
need
for
you.
you.
If you haven't noticed yet, we really like attention.
Yes, cannot stress that enough. We really like validation.
Not me.
Not Austin.
No, never Austin.
Most humble guy here.
The guy
be
who
Austin.
picked his therapist by how hot she was has no problem with needing validation.
Well, I wasn't validated in that moment. I got 50-year-old Shelly, and she's awesome.
Oh, good.
It was a good
Just
landing.
ending the therapy. You know, Shelley,
Sorry,
for an
Dr. Shelly.
you know what, Dr. Shelley, for an uggo, you're pretty all right.
Let me know when you either start asking yourself or actually ask her if you're her favorite.
If I'm not now, I will be, for sure.
If I go through therapy long enough, which I'm really excited that I've finally carved out
After
enough
our first
time to
session,
go back.
she ends and go, well, thank you for telling me all that in such detail.
I legitimately start thinking it's like, I got to be her favorite by now. You know?
I'm picturing you, Dr. Shelley, just being like, again, the voices aren't necessary. Like, I appreciate that you're doing them.
For the
but-
last time, I don't want to hear foghorn leghorn.
That's a great foghorn, but can we hear Austin's voice?
Like you can only open up in accents.
I'm afraid that I can't do that. I've wanted to be somebody else my entire life. I don't like myself, you see. Which is why I'm here to see you.
See, that's why I couldn't be a therapist, because I'd be like, that's awesome. Keep doing that. Keep deflecting. Shove that shit down.
Like she has to refer to you now. Foghorn, tell me about Austin's childhood.
Well, it started when he was about 6.
Austin,
When
can,
his father told him that he was going to be a Navy boy.
can you say, when I was a young chick?
When I was but a wee chick.
It all started when I was just a chick.
It was back when he was about a knee high to a grasshopper.
Little Austin felt different from everybody else.
Austin's inside out is just foghorn leghorn. Megatron. It's like whatever woman he's currently obsessed with.
The problem is it is probably Foghorn, Sleepy Joe Biden.
And then the little chicken hawk.
Yeah. Chicken hop. Well, you got to think of all the impressions that I do. It's got to be Foghorn Foghorn, Sleepy Joe, Donald Trump's in there.
A very concussed
Patrick the
Tuatonga.
Right. No, there's probably I do Tuatonga Vailoa, who's got foreign action syndrome. And he's Scottish.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Tuatonga Vailoa. Go back to my place for a luau. I'm Hawaiian, don't you know?
If you ever see Austin just stare into space, it's because all of them are arguing with each other.
I feel like I just got a really good glimpse at Austin's little inner crystal palace where he keeps his soul.
Well, enough about me.
Okay, guys. Welcome back, everybody. It's another unprecedented day in our unprecedented lives as we hurtle through time and space, all caught up on our own selfish bullshit, so much so that the emotionally overbearing, soul-crushing weight of our actions as a species eats away at something deeper than our marrow.
Are you doing cult speak at us right now?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
It's something... Thank you for picking up on
Yeah, I know. I was just like, why do I feel like I'm being pandered to, but also sold to at the same time?
It somehow eats away at the very fiber of each of us and feels worse than that of the spine-fracturing hell that Atlas is destined to suffer over an eternity, which luckily we can not only cope but can overcome with by the powers of love, community, consistency, friendship, generosity, and finding strength, patience, and purpose in that. So our cult is one to help people. And that's why you should sign up for our Patreon. Only $10 a month.
Join the cult.
Become a member of the flock.
You get a t-shirt.
Which sounds, and then I know what you're thinking. It sounds gay. Well, those aren't the only gay thoughts that haunt my day-to-day. Sometimes I text my buddy James, who was on this podcast before, to see his massive donger. And it's not because I want to suck it. It's because I want to know what my competition looks like. You think Michael Jordan wasn't the tallest player in the NBA, but he worked the hardest even against the tallest players. And I'm no different.
So whose dick is Scottie Pippen in this?
Jamie's.
Right. Okay.
No, I don't team up. I'm against. He's like.
But Michael Jordan
Hang on, no.
was part of a team.
No, I'm the Michael. My dick is the Michael Jordan.
I'm Michael Jordan. I'm Michael Jordan.
No. I'm saying that Jamie's dick is the Scottie Pippen.
Right.
No.
There's another Michael
No,
Jordan
he's
dick out there.
I'm
the
the
Michael
Michael
Jordan.
James
Austin
is
is
the
I pick up
Shaquille
what you're
O'Neal.
putting down.
Yeah.
So your
Yeah.
dick is really bad at baseball and killed his dad with gambling debt.
Yes.
Okay. Go on.
Thank you.
Actually, sure. Never mind.
Okay.
He
right.
turned Grant around.
I'm helping with the cult.
I'm helping.
I'm helping.
By the way, if anyone hasn't gone down the subreddit Massive Cocks, please do yourself a favor and go down that subreddit. You will
Feel bad about yourself?
Are
you
they
will
massive?
wonder, dude. There was one that I'm not kidding, was girthier or as girthy as a wine bottle and 1 inch shorter than a wine bottle.
Ugh.
The guy held a wine bottle underneath it, and
A
it was
wine
a
bottle?
wine bottle.
That's terrifying.
Is it
actually.
massive cock singular?
Yeah,
1.1
no Massive Cocks.
Oh, you're looking it
Cocks.
up right now.
1.1 million members.
Some people just want to see a cock.
Dude. It will change your mind and your life.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Jesus
Even
Christ.
what's even better about it is there's one guy.
It's like unsettling.
Yeah.
These freaks.
But there's one guy who just has a normal sized cock who keeps posting himself on it.
That guy's awesome.
And I'm talking, this man posts with no shame. He's posting whole body, face included.
Oh no.
No,
That man's a hero.
he is. Honestly, that man's a freedom fighter.
Anyway, back to cults. So we covered in the part 2, steps 1 through 4.
Yeah.
But just as a quick recap, we're going to go over the 7 steps before we go right back in. Okay? Step 1, the spark. A charismatic leader who comes in normally saying that they're not God, but they're the best damn connection to God himself. So Keith Raniere does that. You'll see it in Scientology, and like how they monetize it is basically saying like, what's the term they use? Like when
The
you take the
thetans?
test. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're testing your thetans.
Yeah.
Oh, when you're Grant, help me. When they do, what's the process called? Is it it's
I know. Hold on. I'll get
God damn
there.
it! You got to help me on this one. They're auditing.
They
Or
always-
they're-
Yeah.
It's what are they? It's a they advertise it as a
Personality
free
test.
personality test, but it's a audit, right?
yeah. I think there's another term, but we'll say audit.
Yeah. But nonetheless, like that's what cults do. That's one of the best things they can do is like say like you're kind of on this basically spectrum gauge of how connected you are.
Yeah.
And the cult leader is at the very top. And if you work really hard and just listen to us, we can get you up there.
I got the secrets.
Yeah, I got the secrets. I'm trying to help you.
Yeah.
Let me help you. You just have to pay me enough money with normally programs or things you need to buy, or you need to put in so much money or time, effort, cutting off your family, blah, blah, blah.
Because they have to make it achievable, so you have something to work towards. But they have to make it. They have to gatekeep it.
And then comes the hook.
Well, just to add, I've been going through my own heartbreak, and I've told everybody here that I have been listening to Andrew Tate motivational speeches while working out in the gym.
Yeah.
I do not suggest it to anybody else, but
We're
is
still
very,
wondering why.
it helps me a lot. But nonetheless, like
It's
I-
like chemotherapy, is how he described it.
Yes.
and I kind of get it, but I would seriously do not recommend doing that.
Take poison to eradicate the cells that are trying to destroy your body.
That's
See?
okay.
Thank you,
Now-
Joseph.
Now I can get behind it. I
Yeah.
don't think you ever gave me that analogy,
yeah.
but okay.
Don't thank me. I disagree with it, but I understand.
Bad practice. I understand how you got there.
Yeah, how I got
Right.
I'll,
It's like looking-
I'll drink booze, so I'll get so sick of being drunk, I won't get drunk
Right.
anymore.
I guess it's like looking at one.
I
done
treat
that
my
before.
inside wounds with.
I mean, I
with
did
alcohol.
it too.
I guess it's like looking at one extreme, so you can like see where like, well, I don't. This is what I don't want to be,
Well,
kind of thing.
It's more so like putting women on a pedestal. This guy like says like don't listen to women, and then you're like, let me just get down here. Holy shit. You know what? Let's find the happy medium. That's really what it is. But Andrew, what I
Listen to women, but they should make you a sandwich.
Jesus Christ, what I want to say is Andrew Tate also pulls a lot of the same tactics.
Why are you Tate splaining? I see.
Oh, I see.
I see. Okay.
Yes.
I got you.
And like, for example, one of his big things that he pushes is like, God does not like lazy people. He very much is a pure capitalist in a lot of ways.
That makes me sick on so many levels.
But he constantly says like, God doesn't like lazy people. God doesn't like this. God doesn't reward people who do X, Y, Z. But the Bible directly goes against a lot of the things that he promotes.
Yeah, of course. So is this kind of like a know your enemy sort of a thing?
There's that aspect.
Sure.
That aspect. I also am a weird sadist in the sense that
Yes,
I like
you are.
listening to right-wing podcasters or grifters, and I just want to know, like, if I'm going to hate this person, where do they actually stand? Which is one weird reason why I have a respect for Ben Shapiro, because I've actually listened to his work. And I don't really like him as a person or support what he says, but at least he's one of the few people that says what he believes and holds it to his own standards.
Sure. I mean,
That's a very mature way of approaching just anything, really.
yeah.
Like listen to the people that you don't agree with.
Well, there's
We need
because
to get back to that.
Yeah,
As
well,
a
there's
society.
there's listening to people's opinions, and then there's giving credence to things that are just outright harmful, or
it's
There is
true,
that.
but
or
there's a,
dehumanizing to mass groups of people.
but there's a lot of people that like automatically pass judgment because someone on TikTok said that, or one of their favorite podcasters said this, or XYZ, and they automatically, it's the same thing that you would see on Fox News. People automatically take an opinion because someone they trust said it.
Yeah.
Instead of forming their own opinion.
Right.
And
well,
so-
sure, but that's I mean, I feel like we're talking about different things. I mean, obviously, go to the source of the people that you're like listening to or disagree with. That's fine.
Right. I kind of look at it like sparring, like you got to know how to like see a punch coming,
I agree. I think it's always good to be able to like clock something.
Right.
Like, oh, like that's a fallacy. Like, don't believe that.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that's kind of cool about listening to Andrew.
I mean, some of my older relatives, I don't know about y'all, but there are, moments, especially leading up to the country that we're currently living in. I realized I needed to listen to what they're saying on the other side, like the pundits and everything. Because if I hear my relatives spout a few, like a fact or a reference or whatever, I can go, oh, okay, this is what you're listening to. This is why that's wrong. And hopefully be able to steer them in a direction of like actually being informed. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean,
Have your own opinion, but like just being ready to see when somebody's blatantly lying to your face and explaining how they're lying to them.
but I also think it's a way for us kind of to come back together as a people.
it will help.
It
will help.
Might.
So I'm doing the community a service.
by listening to Andrew.
So really, I'm kind of a hero.
So really, you should give me a badge or a medal.
Don't mind this S on my chest.
Comedy podcast.
Just keep saying that for the anytime I say
The S
comedy.
does stand for satire. Just so we're clear.
But yeah, so that's step one.
Right.
Charismatic leader. How do they sell you on something? Well, this guy's got all the answers.
Right,
Look
okay.
how great he's doing.
Right.
Step two,
The hook.
the promise of transformation. How do they bait you? They don't open with threats. They open with promises. Are you
I
sad
not only
and
got all
alone?
the answers, I can teach you the answers.
Because we all want to be high valued men.
Oh my God. I do love the term high value.
Because we all want to be Sigma.
Thank you for saying that. I love when anyone else says Sigma. I know you guys hate it. Again, we should rename our group chat Sigmapreneurs. If you want to email us,
We're
with
not
an even better idea.
relitigating
We're not
Sigmapreneurs.
naming our group chat Sigmapreneurs.
We could name this podcast.
I do want to change it
Sigmapreneurs.
from Juice Crew, though. I think Juice Crew has run its course.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah,
it was,
I mean, it
funny
was
at
fun.
first. Yeah.
It was
It-
fun.
Anytime you want to. Not Sigmapreneurs.
Can we rename this podcast Sigmapreneurs?
No.
No,
no.
we're in too deep.
We
You
are,
can start your own podcast.
we
We're
started video.
We're still on step 2. Go to step 3.
Okay, step 3, the net, recruitment and community building. This is where they basically get all the money together and start building this community where you can look around and see, wow, this has changed so many people's lives for the better. That's why I should stick around and invest more of myself. Oh, they need the deed to my house? Oh, that's a good investment.
Oh, Andrew Tate needs the deed to my house so he can sex traffic more girls in Hungary? Perfect.
Why not?
Allegedly. Don't
Wow.
sue us, you piece of shit.
I see the machine and I could be a cog.
This is a nice machine.
I'm a pretty good cog.
Step 4, the bind. This is where they start entering control mechanisms into your life. So this is when they start telling you what you can eat, when can you sleep, when can you use your phone, who you can be friends with, who you can have in your life. And it's slowly but surely just chipping away at your autonomy. That's the name of the game. Chip away at people's autonomy and identity. So they don't have a self-identity. Now their identity is tied to the cult. Like, I'm no longer Jamie. You're no longer Austin. We're part of Murder
We are
SCHMURDER.
one.
Don't you want to be part of us? Well, what are you going to do? Your family doesn't want to be with you.
Yeah, we already isolated you from them.
Yeah. Where are you going to go?
We already know everything about you. Even
Hold
the
on,
deep,
sorry,
dark
guys. I'm
secrets.
starting to wake up. What the fuck am I doing here?
Put the pill back in his mouth.
What the fuck are you people?
Jamie,
Someone's been skipping his medication.
Austin, we have all of those photos. I think you should stay in that seat.
I knew Dr. Shelley looked familiar.
Just me in a wig. Tell me more.
Step 5, expansion, institutionalizing the cult. By now, the cult starts to look more like an empire. This is when they have normally by this time they have their own city, their own complex. Compound. That's what I was looking for.
Gotta have a
Everything-
compound if you're going to be a cult.
Everything is
You're
pretty
really not-
self-sufficient. Why do you need to go to the grocery store? We've got everything.
We grow
here.
our own groceries.
Why do you need to go outside? Why do you need to talk to these people? Well, if you need, you can go down the street. We also own that grocery store, that house. And that's what happens with NXIVM. They pretty much end up owning an entire town and have all the elected officials in their back
Oh
pocket.
yeah, because they had those dipshit millionaire royalty fucking
Billionaire, yeah.
billionaire people. Oh my god,
Yeah, the Bronfmans.
Bronfman. Just sounds like old money.
Step 6, the rot, abuse and exploitation. By now, the cult leader is, in their own eyes, reaping the fruits of their labor. Is that the term?
They're totally losing their minds.
This is pretty.
And I'm reaping all the benefits.
This is when they get to, basically fuck everybody's wife. This is when, like, oh, now how are
God
they millionaires?
told me to do it.
Yeah.
This is when it's out and out, starting to strain. Like
Yeah.
all the lies, the delusions, the abuse. It's all
Yeah.
crumbling.
This you start to question this deity figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
This is about the time the ATF starts knocking on the
If
door.
he was so
not
awesome,
supposed
why
to
did he
fuck
do
my
that
wife.
thing?
Yeah.
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 This is about the time when people escape, try to escape, die, murdered, suicide, and when people are doing their damnedest to try and get coverage. Because you'll soon see the main difference between a cult that exists now and one that gets broken up is essentially it gets traction outside of the cult. The wrong kind of traction. And that can come from several different methods. But in this case, it's going to be because basically a family comes together. But in a lot of situations, it's when the ATF gets involved and they're like, why do you have so many guns? Or someone dies or someone goes missing.
Why aren't you paying your taxes? That
That's a
kind of
big
shit.
one.
Which is hilarious when they're like, well, so-and-so's missing. That's not really our problem. But,
I mean, she's just a woman who's missing.
yeah.
But you owe us a lot of money.
Those are a dime a dozen, missing women.
But I'll tell you what, that 20 grand in back taxes, we got to talk about that.
Yeah.
Give me that.
Right. Those are the dimes we're looking for.
And then the final step, and this is, you got to cross your fingers that this actually happens.
You're on it tonight.
The collapse. Right about this time, that's when the exposure happens.
Yep.
When finally the news is covering, like, hey, can you believe this crazy cult is doing this? This leader has done this to these women or these people. And this is when people can outright say, like, oh, this is bad. We have to shut it down.
Yeah.
We have not only a legal code, but a moral code to help these people and shut this down as soon as possible, which is also good in the sense of like, that's how we help these people. But it's a double-edged sword because like I said, in that exposure, that's when they only show how terrible things are. And so for people like me that are very jaded, I thought for a long time, like, oh, these people have to be stupid. How do you sign your life away? How do you sign your deed away? How do you stop caring if your wife is being abused by some other person? How do you do that willingly?
Right.
And in doing all this research for NXIVM, I've learned a lot of empathy and realizing like these are just people, just like you and me. Anybody can fall for a cult. The only real difference is people who have a community and self-identity. Grant, any thoughts before we jump back in?
No, I think you crushed it.
Oh, have you played Far Cry 5?
I haven't played any of the Far Cry.
Oh,
You
Far
need
Cry 5 is fun.
You need to play that game after this episode. Like, seriously.
The whole game?
I think
Not
once you
just
start,
the first 10 minutes.
No.
Yes, the game.
Yeah.
Just the intro part where you're developing your character.
I think
Ooh,
I think-
I'm going to be black.
I think
Jamie
once
in every RPG.
I think once you start playing, you'll realize why
Mm-hmm.
I recommended this, and I don't think you'll be able to put it down. It's really good.
Oh, let me finish Last of Us 2.
I just downloaded Last of Us 2 myself.
It's really good.
Yeah.
The combat's incredible.
The combat
Yeah.
is great.
The mechanics.
Don't play it on hard because
haven't
you're just
started
going to
yet.
want to shoot yourself.
I don't play those games on hard.
I stopped playing for a while just because I got so frustrated.
Yeah.
I play games to have fun
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm
relax.
saying.
I'm not doing it to
I
fucking
go
beat
straight
myself
to
to the
TV.
ground. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you should be playing games so much so that your sister knocks on the door being like, "Are you okay?"
No. No, can't do that.
I'm fine!
I'm having fun. This goddamn clicker.
Step 4, the bind. That's where we left off, and we're going to jump back in. So, NXIVM, no different. First thing they did and focused on was psychological and social control techniques. A lot, like I said, a lot of the research I did originally came from Seduced, which is a wonderful docuseries. I believe it should be on Amazon Prime. I heavily suggest it, but it goes and follows the Oxenberg family and their, I guess, journey through everything. And how the mother, what was the mother's name? Do you remember? There's India, who's the daughter. I think it's Catherine is the mother.
Yeah, Catherine's the mom.
Catherine,
And
basically
then Princess
introducing.
Princess Elizabeth is the grandmother.
Yeah.
of the
Her
Habsburgs.
grandmother's a princess.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. We still have princesses and shit.
Yeah.
But
I think they're actually one of the last princesses of Yugoslavia because,
I think she is the last one.
yeah.
But one of the ways they did that was including what is called high arousal techniques.
Ooh.
So yeah,
It's
high
real
arousal.
sexy.
It sounds awesome. Like when I heard that.
Real sexy.
Is it awesome?
Well,
Do you
They-
like sex?
Yeah. I've had it.
Then it's awesome.
Oh, sick.
you ever been? Who's here has been at a music festival?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
Several.
that's exactly the same methodology for that NXIVM did.
Mhm.
They basically pump you with a super packed schedule, just like at a festival. It's like, well, I have to wake up early. I want to see this band, and I'm going to go see music for the next 11 hours.
Run from this tent to that tent and then go buy an overpriced sandwich, go to this tent. Yeah. Take a runny dump in a horrible porta potty.
Yeah, limited food resources. You're stuck with this group of people the entire time you're there.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's their methodology. So it's like, okay, we're going to go do this crazy fun seminar. And the whole seminar, let's say it's, a 3-day weekend. You're booked from the moment you wake up, like 8:30, and we're going to be having breakfast together. We're going to be busy the entire day, maybe with fun stuff. Traditionally, it is a lot of fun stuff, a lot of group activities. Think of like field day, but you're doing it over and over and over. And so you're not giving people time to sit down and think. You're not giving people time to wonder, like, is this a good idea? They're just on this high and they have to stay there for so long that they have to think, well, I'm doing fun stuff.
I must
has
be
to be
having fun.
Yeah. Like we're doing paintball. What paintball's fun. And then by the time that you realize I've only slept 4 hours each night, now it's hard to think. Now you're much easier to. You're more
deprived.
malleable.
Yeah.
I think I gave that guy my social security number and he just get popped with a paintball.
So
Here, take this.
a lot of this fun, quote unquote, is veiled as this is deprivation veiled as fun, essentially, is what it's going on. So you're doing the deprivation of sleep, you're doing a deprivation of food. Like I said, and what Grant said, a lot of these times the food that they give you is very dense. For example, like fun fact, you can't eat just rabbits. Rabbits are so high in protein and lack every other nutrient that your body uses more energy to break it down than it actually receives. And so that's a lot of the food that you receive. Your body is actually spending more resources.
They're just eating rabbits?
I'm just saying that's an example.
Oh, okay. I was like, interesting.
Yeah. That's just a fun fact.
Yeah, the NXIVM cult relied exclusively on a rabbit.
Eating them big old puffy Angola bunnies.
Yeah.
Angora, I think.
Angora. Yeah. And they were like, that's all it was carrots and rabbits,
Ironic.
Their source and your source.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
You know what? I like that idea.
I'm just going to switch my diet to exclusively carrots and rabbits.
But
When
this
Bird Church goes full cult.
bird church,
Sounds
bird
like
church.
Elmer Fudd.
Yeah.
And this
Nothing
ties
but
into the
carrots and
idea
rabbits.
of group pressure and loyalty. When you're surrounded by all these people that are your community, that are your friends, now if you say no to something, it's like, what are you doing? You already signed up for this. You're already, like, in a lot of these cases, people were paying thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars to do these seminars. Which again, it goes back to the billionaire kids? What was
The
last name?
Bronfmans.
The Bronfmans.
Mhm.
They funded everything to, like, actually
Yeah, get a lot of this off the ground.
to get a lot of this off the ground.
Yeah.
But once they got all of this off the ground and like had full on facilities to host, hundreds of people, hundreds of people
at this
now
point,
paying
there's-
thousands of dollars to
Right.
join in, every event is making money.
Yeah, so there's like thousands of members, and then there's sort of like a VIP like summer camp, weekend long. I think they did like 4-day weekends or whatever, and you look at the pictures on it, the surface value, it literally does look like an adult summer camp kind of a thing, but the shit they bury in all of these different like courses and classes, seminars, and group bonding experiences and stuff like that it really kind of looks like a corporate retreat, but it's so much more nefarious when you start looking at the subtext and what the information that they're just pummeling into these people.
I just assume all corporate retreats are nefarious.
They are in its own way. I mean, like a corporation is inherently pretty evil. Like how it's set up, how it's taxed, yada yada. But
Well, I think at least you and I definitely have dealt with like the conference people that'll come into town.
yeah,
And they're
just strange, aren't they?
yeah. Like they're not in a cult, but
They basically
They're in a
are,
cult.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Those people are fucking wild.
yeah. I mean, I have to assume that Nabisco does the exact same shit.
What's that one movie with Ed Helms? It's Sigourney Weaver, and he basically goes on a company retreat.
I don't know that one.
Is it not called Retreat?
You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But like basically they go out and like it's explained to be like, well, this is the one time that like I get to be somebody else because I'm not like with my family. I'm not like in this cookie cutter life anymore. I'm in this place and I can go wild. I can cheat on my husband and I can do all these like just crazy things.
Yeah.
Because I'm at the conference or whatever,
What's another aspect that I want to really shine on this is at these events, Keith Raniere, one weird thing that he absolutely believed and loved is he believed in NXIVM so much. He loved it being filmed, it being photographed. And that's one main reason why there's so much information about all of this is because he hired a lot of videographers to show off how cool and how amazing everything is to be able to make videos.
You got to post it on the social.
Exactly. So like when he's having these introductory seminars to get more people in and he's showing these videos, he's showing the videos of him with the Dalai Lama. He's showing videos of everyone having a good time, everyone on these 4-day weekends, learning so much about themselves, having the freedom to express themselves in different ways. Now you're no longer just, Austin, whatever the fuck, working for Corsair. Now you can be the true Austin.
Right. Now
you can learn more.
I'm just Austin the fuck.
Head fuck. That's me.
That's me.
And this is when they're starting to do the more weekend long trips, that's when they start doing a control of boundaries. So you see more physical, emotional, and social boundaries become more blurred, but also strengthened in different ways. So that's when they start saying like, oh, you two can't hang out with each other because you're on two different levels. Now only Joseph and I can talk. You have to stay over there.
Right,
with
this is a Cardinals meeting only.
exactly.
Now
And-
squawk your way out of here.
Yeah.
oh, good.
Get out of here, Sparrow. Chickadee,
Little
fucking titmouse.
This is where we start to see internal groups.
flamingo away.
There you go.
That was good.
Thanks.
I'll be right back.
And big speed with you as well.
Show me your boobies. It's not really.
Show me your blue-footed boobies.
Now it's bird.
Put that on a t-shirt. Now it's birding.
So this is when, unfortunately, we start seeing what is DOS come up.
Mm-hmm.
So DOS stands for Dominus Obsequious Sororium, which is a secret master-slave subgroup / sorority.
That's so fucking lame, man. It's like it's bad that they're doing it,
Are
but
you
it's also like
besmirching the good name
of DOS.
of
Of
DOS?
Dominium Obscurum Sororitas or whatever. That is some fake ass Latin if I've ever heard it. And I like Warhammer. There's a lot of fake fucking Latin bullshit in there. Oh my God. That's so funny. Go on.
What does that stand for? I forgot again.
That's what it stands for. Or that's what it originally was supposed to stand for.
No, I know that. I'm just like the shitty translation. Go ahead.
This is when women in the group pledged absolute obedience to a master, and many tasks in DOS were secret, intimate, and humiliating.
I don't see where that could go wrong.
Tasks and abuse examples include they were the branding. This is when the branding happened.
That's a big one.
And it was not done in like, oh, this is healthy and safe. This was like paperclip, fire.
Paper clips.
Like this was not done very professionally.
You're telling me
at all.
that they didn't have the fucking iron?
No, you would think so.
They did
Come
not.
on.
They did not.
India goes back in the
I was into
seduced
branding and no, I'm not.
and shows one of the places that they did it at. And it's basically just like, it's one of their like facilities that they had at the time. But it's like, this is just a hotel room.
Oh, that's right. Just to circle back, it's either it is bullshit Latin, but closest that you can get to it is master over slave women or lord of the obedient female companions.
That seems above board.
Sorry, go ahead.
And you're at the fucking business center of a Holiday Inn getting branded with paper clips.
More or less, yeah.
But
There's actually a house. It was like the house of one of the top women of the group. And it was like their dining room. And so it was just the dining room table, all the chairs removed, and then they would like light it, you know, kind of like give it good mood lighting or whatever. And then the initiate would be laid on top of the table, and then
Did you get these candles from J.C. Penney?
and then the group member that was supposed to be sort of like in charge of this new initiate was the one that actually branded, and every other women, all the other women in the group would like hold the initiate down. It was real informal, I guess.
You know, it's the ceremony and the energy that gives power to a ritual, not the location it's held in. I'm on board. Let's go.
one thing that's like, it really stuck with me. India goes back to the location to where she was branded.
Yeah.
Oh, they brought her back?
She brought herself back.
Oof.
Yeah, I mean, if she was one of the producers of that documentary,
She was the
series.
executive
Yeah.
producer. of
Okay.
that.
Yeah. That's right.
But one thing that she brings up that really, I think, kind of tells about how horrific and traumatic this is. She talks about the smell.
Yeah.
And I think that is part of like the true human experience of just like you're recollecting different senses. But I think she compares it to the smell of like human flesh. And she's like, it's kind of like pork.
Yeah.
But she's like, it forever has stuck with her.
I mean, your olfactory sense is like the strongest one that's connected to memory.
That is true.
Closest to your brain, to long-term memory.
Interesting.
And I just, that really stuck with me because I can't imagine having that smell directly linked to,
A traumatic experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially something as delicious as pork. I love it.
I have some pork chops thawing out in the fridge as we speak.
All right.
You eat a lot of pork
Yeah, you
chops.
should stop eating pork chops, bro.
I balance it out. I eat pork, I eat chicken, I eat steak. I swap it out.
I balance all these meat out with different types of meat.
There's vegetables and stuff that goes
No,
with it.
I
I'm
know,
not
I believe
just
you.
eating
I just-
straight
I just
fucking
like the
meat.
way you
Listen,
said it.
Joseph, the pigs eat the vegetables. I eat the pigs. What are you not
I
getting?
get all the nutrients.
I think it was the last podcast you said that you had a boy breakfast of 5 pork chops.
And eggs.
No, you said you just had 5 pork chops.
5 pork chops and a cigarette. And I'm good to go.
Oh no, I had like the little tenderloins, and I had some that I cooked from the night before, and I didn't have time to make me breakfast, so I just heated up the pork chops.
5 of them?
Yeah,
I gotta say, I had
that's a lot of protein.
had some tamales for breakfast today.
Hell yeah.
It was actually really good. Like,
It seems
easy
like a good
fuel
breakfast
for the rest
meal.
of the day. It was great.
Yeah.
I mean, tamales were essentially just like one of the easiest things to be able to pack and head out to the fields, and
Right.
you could have that whenever,
I
and
do
it would
love a
stay
tamale.
It was great.
Tamales are very good.
fine. What was I talking about? The branding. One of the fucked
yeah.
up things is when they told the slaves about the branding, they said it was like some like ethereal thing that's supposed to tie them closer, when in reality, it was literally Keith Rainier's initials, slightly askew,
Yeah.
mixed with Alice and Mac's initials, also slightly askew.
It was supposed to be like some sort of like
Sacred symbol.
sacred. Yeah.
In the end, it was just like, oh, you're my property.
That's wild.
It's like cattle.
Literally, yeah. I was literally just about to say like cattle. That's crazy.
One of the biggest ways they were able to convince these women to do stuff like this, and this goes back into my ideas of what consent is. So I've always believed in this. I think I've said it on the podcast, but I've definitely said it to you guys. I'm strong believer of like, as long as it's between adults and it doesn't hurt anybody, by all means,
Sure.
whatever. Like consent is key, but as long as consent is given, little asterisk I'm going to add here, as long as there is no collateral involved. Fun fact, the United States doesn't have any exploitative laws for people. Basically, like, oh, you can consent to this, but if you don't do this, I'm going to release this information.
Right.
Fun fact, Europe does.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's why there's so many less cults in Europe. Because, like,
They're
our
just not
cultures-
creative like us.
No, our cultures are extremely similar, but I feel like Europe, just in general, is just old enough to have that maturity to be like, oh, we've seen this happen so many times. Let's go ahead and nip that in the bud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
there's a lot of times where like Europe has seen something like, let's make a law about that just so this doesn't happen again. When,
We should probably do something about that.
when in,
America being just a bunch of jackass teenagers, you know, that are entering their apparently very racist early 20s as a nation. We're still not there yet.
Americans are just like, well, that sucked. Probably won't happen again, though.
I mean, that's literally what we did
Damn it,
with
it
Keith
happened again.
Rainier.
Yeah.
Like he had a pyramid
Damn
scheme.
it, again?
And then they were like, no more.
Yeah.
Hey,
No more
Hey.
multi-level marketing. And he's like, I promise I won't do it. It's like, okay, good.
This is a spiritual and developmental program. They're like, okay.
I'm not doing multi-level marketing. I'm selling at different stages.
I'm doing different tiered soul branding.
Okay, that's different enough. Continue, sir.
Different,
Right.
But
It's a tier-based sell package.
specifically for India, what they did for her collateral is they got her to give very damning evidence against her royal family. And so
I'd do it.
by the time that she's about to get branded, this is when she doesn't think she even has a choice to
Yeah.
get out of this. Prior to this, when she's first entering DOS, Allison Mack, if I remember correctly, told India that she had to go on a pseudo like hang date with Keith Rainier and that she had to get naked and seduce him.
Mm.
And she said, it goes back to humiliation and power. where he asked her to get naked. And she said that she got naked as quickly as possible just because she was like, I just wanted to get it over with.
Yeah.
Like, she never said no. So a lot of people can say, it was like,
Yeah.
well, it's consenting. She never said no, but it's exploitative.
Well, coerced consent is not consent.
Thank you for saying that. So that's where we're going with that. Coerced consent is not consent. But this is what the cult doesn't want you to believe. They want you to believe you gave consent. Why are you making this a big deal?
Mm-hmm.
And this is how it rationalizes its behavior and shapes the beliefs. The idea that victimhood is often a choice or mindset, and that to avoid being victimized, one shouldn't be weak, one should accept responsibility, and lowest self-esteem is risky. This is one of the big things that Keith used against people, is using this victim mindset is bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be a victim. You can choose to not be a victim. It's all your choices. And so when he abuses you and you have like a traumatic response to it, it's like, oh, that's your victim mentality coming in.
Yeah, this is very endemic to American culture in general, where the idea is that if you're poor or downtrodden or being hurt, it's because on some level it's somehow your fault. It teaches people to not question systemic abuses or issues or disparity, but makes it seem as if it's on you to pull yourself up or fix yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that essentially becomes this idea of self-empowerment. So they're tying a lot of, again, it goes back to couching a lot of this in therapy speak. So they love that side. Like you hear like victimization and self-victimization, and they just pull that term out and then reapply it into however they want to see fit. Same thing with self-empowerment. Like they're giving you self-empowerment with the twisted definitions by saying strength through obedience, strength and humility in surrender to your master, and giving over your own power to your master or leader. And then it only gets worse as they start breaking off the genders. So DOS was specifically for women, and they had it so it was for women by women,
Mm-hmm.
as they would try to say, but it would just be Keith Raniere above everybody pulling the strings.
Right.
So there were woman-only tracks. One was called Jeunesse and teachings about what women should be and what their relationship to men, how they should behave, how to suppress certain traits. Women were told about ideals of discipline, loyalty, and honor, etc. There were also teachings around open relationships, sexual roles, and sometimes controversial blurs between consent and desire.
And, to reiterate, that is women teaching other women this, and what felt like a insular, safe group space, right? Where it was like, oh, I'm learning this information from another woman that's above me in this particular structure or whatever. So I'm going to listen to her. I feel safe with her. All of these conversations are very, I guess confidential, or, just that internalized kind of group think thing there. But in fact, it was always like led and run by a massively manipulative man with really, really fucked up views of what, women's roles are in his society, like his idea of what a society should be.
Mm.
So it's just the multi-tiered levels of delusion, really.
And he further pushes this disillusion on the woman by empowering the idea of emotional growth through pain, suffering, and shame.
Mm-hmm.
So, you'll often hear like, oh, you have to get out of your comfort zone. That's how you become a better person. You have, to suffer on some level is how you get better. You always have to push yourself to become the better person. And the only way to do that is to actually do something uncomfortable. And so, again, it takes that therapy speak, pulls it out, and applies it in a very dystopian, horrific manner where he's saying like, oh, you have to be okay with discomfort, with guilt, with humiliation, because that's part of the process of becoming a person like us.
Yeah, put your feet in my mouth. For serenity.
So specifically when
Serenity's toes.
when we're talking about step 6,
On fire tonight. Just
lowering the bar, that was,
I created.
you get
the
a
game.
gold star. So when this all ties also into step 6 with the abuse and explanation and going into the exposure and consequences of step 7, because it's at this point where like Allison Mack is able to freely abuse and brand India.
Because she's part of the, what's the other lady? Or no, Allison Mack is the lady who was like essentially his number 2.
No,
Like
that's
his-
what's her name? Something
Crap.
Salander.
yeah.
But at this point, Mac is in the inner circle, and
Yes,
she's very much a proponent of the abuse.
Nancy Salzman is
Nancy Salzman,
is
thank
number
you.
2.
That's the number
Right.
2 to the whole
But
shebang,
Mac is
right?
like one of the top goons.
Yeah,
Mac
so there's
is like kind of almost like the leader of DOS.
And
at
this is the
point.
Smallville.
Would you consider her
right?
like an enforcer,
Yes.
like
much.
and
Think
like
of-
a
think of it-
mafia kind of thing?
Yeah.
Think of Keith Raniere as Jesus, Salzman as number 2, and then his 12 disciples. And the
Mac's one of them.
Mac is one of the 12.
Gotcha.
Interesting. Because I was picturing Rainier as Captain Picard. Nancy is Frakes.
Well, I like to think of Jesus as a baby and still in his manger.
Yeah.
You know,
There's no wrong way to think of it. And then I guess Allison Mack is Wesley.
what does Dale say? It's like I like to think Jesus in a
Julie
Def
liked that
Leppard.
one. Or I guess not.
But it's around this time that after branding India, now India has to get her own slaves.
Mm.
It's time for her to climb the ranks.
And again, it's India's docuseries because she's the executive producer and she's the one that put it all together. So that's one of the complaints / criticisms of her docuseries, in which she very much downplays her part in the cult. But in her defense, and again, she brings it up, she does as much as she can to self-sabotage so she never has to brand anybody.
Yeah, and I mean, in that regard, I did kind of struggle with that, to be honest with you, because there's a part of me that thinks that, okay, sure, she's saving face. There's the other part that thinks that's just where this particular cult started to get a little too large because they're trying to grow in such a way that they didn't. To put yourself in their shoes, as evil as they are, just pretend to be evil for a second, I guess. You're starting to grow a little too fast, so you're not finding the right person to be elevated to that position, right? So that person's not willing to subjugate someone like that. And that's when it starts to kind of crack at the seams, right? So take India, for example. If she's being fully honest in this moment, she's now been branded. She's now supposed to be finding her next submissives or starting to like control these people as to the level in which she was controlled. And she just inherently, morally or ethically or whatever, is just incapable of being that cruel to 3 to 5 other women, right? Which makes sense. I mean, if I was put in that position, I would be like, I'm not putting somebody through that shit.
No, and it's
That's
a different
just fucking rude, man. That's
Well,
mean. No.
To give you an idea, here's a lot of the branding process. And this is where she starts to fumble. And this is where, like what Grant was saying, she's cracking under the pressure because she's like, I had to go through this. And I have
Why
to
would
do-
I put somebody else?
Yeah,
through
well,
that?
I can't. I don't know if I can do this process.
Right.
So the branding was actually done with a cauterizing pen, to where again burning the skin permanently, often in a private home, and then needing collateral. That's one of the big things where she had a hard time in getting people to like send nudes or
Right.
tell something extremely damning about themselves or their family.
Right.
And then you would have to say, "Master, please brand me." It would be an honor while you're being held down by the other slaves in that group.
Right.
And then Rainier would either be there to watch it all happen as you're being branded
He often was.
naked and being held down, or he would make someone else film it for it to be sent to him later.
In his
Just
Jack Shack.
Gooning.
So for India not only to be
Probably.
Joey didn't like that one.
No, because I was
He did not
thinking in
like
my
that.
head, I was like,
Right.
he's definitely cranking it to this.
Oh yeah.
Hey, can you imagine me and Brandon just look over, he's got a knob on?
dude. Okay, so I found it in my notes,
No.
but they were
It would
I'm
suck.
glad I'm not imagining it, right, honestly.
the girls were told that the brand was actually a symbol of the elements. The 4 elements, or a spiritual symbol of empowerment and sisterhood. And I don't know if you remember from last week, but a lot of the women, including India, didn't find out that it was the initials of Keith Raniere and Allison Mack until after all of this had subsided and the FBI told them.
Wow, man. Fuck these people.
Yeah, that's rough. I can't wait to hear what happened to him.
So this is
I'm hoping for a big turn.
Yeah.
around this time.
Nothing.
is-
It's still operating fine.
Yeah, he's
They're
doing great.
Actually about to
He
buy
lives down the street
America.
from me.
Oh, cool. Is he a senator now?
But he's chill now.
But it's cool. He understands.
He learned his ways. He's fine.
India's mother, Catherine, is now seeing India basically falling apart at the seams. She's, as a mother that was so connected to her daughter, now she's seeing India morally fractured, and she can't place exactly what's going on, but she knows something is going on. And this is when she goes into 5th gear trying to save her daughter. She says that she noticed warring changes and researched the group. When India became secretive and distant, Catherine started investigating NXIVM, reading about its structure, the secretive DOS group, and reports from former members. She looked up media interviews and profiles documents and how she moved basically from, what's it, where were they in Canada? Was it upstate New York?
Yeah, so it was like a smaller town in Albany, but they also had some, I guess, bases, if you will, in Canada, really close by.
Yeah, in Canada, in Mexico, LA as well.
But I think those 2 particular ones were like really pretty close to each other, like hour and a half or something like that.
But she starts noticing people from those regions are essentially able to escape. And then she's looking up and trying to get in contact with them and trying to figure out what the fuck is really going on.
Right, so it's starting to kind of fall apart. We were talking about the route as far as like the stages of this cult's development. Catherine is smart enough to start tracking down defectors, right, and start to get more inside scoop of what's going on this, and using that as, I guess, collateral or evidence gathering to be able to get the FBI.
What was going on? How
involved
did you
in
get
this.
out? Will
Yeah.
you talk to me? Will you talk to the cops? Kind of thing.
Right.
It's a lot of that.
Yeah.
And scary enough, it seems as though the only reason any of this, even when the only reason we're even talking about this now and here today to talk about this is because Catherine Oxenberg had the money and the resources to put all of this together. And unfortunately, going back to what I said earlier, that's really the only reason why some of these cults get shut down.
You have a very well-intentioned, devoted, oftentimes well-funded person or small group of people that are like, we need to shut this shit down. And they bring that information to governmental institutions that will finally be like, okay, we'll go deal with this.
But it's not enough to just bring it to them. You got to bring it to them with enough evidence and information that it's worth it for them to put in the effort to actually do something.
Yeah. And I'm surprised to hear Joseph utilize that argument because it is a large, busy organization.
No, my point was they're lazy, incompetent fucks who won't go out of their way to get the information themselves.
They've got a lot going on.
You got to spoon feed it to it. What are they doing? What is Kash Patel doing? He ain't doing shit.
But also,
He's incriminating himself and ruining his own cases on fucking Twitter. Fucking
one of the worst parts about this
go on,
is
Jamie.
the more she's trying to get the police involved, because there's multiple times where she tries to get the local police of whatever region that the defectors are in. She's trying to get them involved, and essentially they're like, well, everyone seems fine now, so what's the big deal? Like,
We called them and they said she's fine.
yeah. And it's like, well, what can you really prove
Yeah.
other than they did immoral
Now
stuff?
back to my mountain of paperwork.
So this is when she starts building the support network, where she's hiring private investigators across the globe. Well, not globe, but across cities, countries, states.
Yeah.
She hires a cult deprogrammer, which I will definitely get into.
That's cool.
And basically, slowly but surely, starts getting more and more law enforcement on her side, even if they can't do anything. So then when she does go to the FBI, she has enough evidence and enough people behind her to be like, oh, this is actually real. This isn't just some crazy rich lady who's bored and this is her new hobby.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get into the guy, Rick Allen Ross. If you remember, he was the guy that looked like he does exorcisms.
Yeah.
That,
Undertaker guy.
yeah, he becomes a key factor in being able to bring down NXIVM.
Kind of the opposite of Rick Ross,
Yeah.
Yeah.
visually speaking.
He's a pretty, I don't want to say lanky, but pretty thin white guy that wears pretty much only black and kind of dresses like a Lutheran priest or a Catholic priest. But
Let's get a look.
The opposite of Rick Ross.
yeah,
Thanks, guy.
he actually is a great guy. He is the founder and executive director of the Cult Education Institute, CEI, which is a nonprofit dedicated to investigating and educating about destructive cults, controversial groups, and movements. He has authored Cults Inside Out, How People Get In and Can Get Out. In his career alone, Ross started in 1982 after learning that a fringe religious group had infiltrated the staff of his grandmother's nursing home, targeting specifically elderly residents for proselytizing. That personal incident spurred his activism and research.
I was wondering how you get into that line of work. You know?
He pretty much
Somebody fucks over your family member.
Don't fuck with my grandmama.
Yeah.
Basically, he helped his grandmother so much and was like, I don't want this to happen to anybody else. And essentially kind of turns it into a full-time career. And some people have criticized him because he doesn't necessarily have the educational background to be doing what he's doing. But he does
What
have...
is school if you're smart and dedicated?
Well, if you already know what you're doing, don't go to school to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
A lot of people are mad that he doesn't have like a degree in psychology or therapy and whatnot.
You don't fucking need that shit to get someone out of a cult. Just get him out.
So,
And then get him to a therapist.
I mean, seriously, though.
I know.
Right?
but he did a lot of work. Specifically, he worked for the Jewish Family and Children's Services in Phoenix early in his career, and then did work for the prison system, and later moved into full-time consulting, lecturing, and intervention work.
Okay.
So even though he wasn't necessarily educated as much as people say they want him to be, he did a lot of work in the field prior to getting more and more into breaking down cults. And over decades, he has conducted hundreds of interventions and has testified as an expert witness multiple times in U.S. federal courts and state courts, and has been involved in law enforcement consultations on cults.
And I would honestly say that last one is kind of a big one. Like, if you're a consultant for law enforcement, especially if we're talking about like national law enforcement, FBI, for example, they don't take that shit lightly. They're not going to just find some rando that's like, oh yeah, I know a lot about cults. No, he's got a statistical track record that is like verifiably good, right? So if he didn't sit in lecture halls and read all the textbooks that existed at the time, fucking whatever. You know
Yeah.
what I
Who
mean?
cares?
He figured it out. He found a system that worked, and he fucking did it.
There's
So-
there's that one guy that did go to college for this. He's like, I worked my whole life for this.
I took tests. This guy just does it.
But he, again, his resume's solid. When Catherine pretty much hires him to help her get Catherine's goal is to get India. Of course, it's to break down NXIVM, but the real goal is I have to save my daughter.
Sure.
While Ross is helping her, NXIVM files a lawsuit against him for defamation. For multiple things, but
Sure.
including defamation.
Just trying to slow him down, probably.
Trying to get him to shut the fuck up
Yeah.
and stop talking about NXIVM.
Scientology's move.
Oh, yeah.
Time and time again.
Luckily, the court ruled in Ross's case and said that whatever he was doing was in fair use. And then, luckily, he was able to also testify in 2019 against the trial of Keith Raniere as a cult expert and helped establish in court that NXIVM was not just a self-help group, but exhibited many hallmarks of a destructive cult. He has claimed that NXIVM spent millions trying to silence or harass him over his critiques in publications. And that's definitely a cult move. If a cult sees you talking a little too much about them, they will sue you. They will send death threats, which is what he got a lot of. You know, same thing happened with Martin Luther King, who had didn't he have like multiple, like a dozen death threats per day?
I mean, he did get assassinated, possibly by the FBI. But yes,
CIA.
he did. He got lots and lots of death threats.
CIA.
Hmm?
CIA.
They killed him.
Yeah. The American government killed him. Yes.
And Malcolm X.
yes, of course.
I want to see conspiracy theory, Joseph.
And Fred Hampton.
Oh, of
It's
Anyway,
like they
sorry.
didn't kill MLK. He's still alive to
Dude,
this day.
Fred Hampton was awesome.
God, Fred Hampton deserves his own fucking series, man.
One of his biggest criticisms, though, is his deprogramming methods. Some of his earlier work involved involuntary deprogramming, which legally risky. He specifically helped someone in the 1991 case, Jason Scott, by forcibly deprogramming them. But he was acquitted criminally, and I believe the person later was just like, "Yeah, thank you."
That sounds kind of like an exorcism. You know what I
It
mean?
pretty much is.
Where they like tie you to a bed and splash shit on you, and they're like, "Stop believing in cults."
Yeah, and I mean, that is where it gets really kind of hairy, right? Because we don't like scared straight programs, you know? We don't
No.
like conversion camps.
Nah,
But
they're pretty bad.
If a loved one is involved in a detrimental cult, should we put them? It gets complicated,
So this is like tough love.
right? But all that is non-consensual.
That's problematic.
It is.
It is problematic because, like, normally he's hired by like a family of just like, we need to have them back.
Yeah.
Like, this person's so brainwashed into whatever this cult believes that they don't believe us anymore.
So we got to kidnap them essentially and get them out.
It's tough, right?
That's a hard one.
That's a
'Cause
real gray area.
In fact, one reason why Catherine hired him was because she said that she kept pulling India aside and having like these one-on-ones, trying to like be like, "Hey, have you ever thought about not doing this?"
Yeah.
Or like, I see that this is draining you. Like, this is emotionally exhausting. Like, you seem hurt or broken or lost. Have you thought about this more and more? And then like, because NXIVM saw this, so they kept moving her around. They kept
Yeah.
putting her in more and more draining situations, filling up her schedule, telling her how she had to do X, Y, Z, just so she didn't have time to talk to her mother or
Yeah.
think things through. Where was I? Sorry.
They hired Rick Allen Ross.
This is
Yeah.
when they started to go public and started going on as many TV shows as they could.
It's a good way to do it.
So, they went to like essentially at the time their version of Ellen,
Yeah.
going on
Good Morning America,
Good
whatever.
Morning America, doing
Secret cults in
CNN.
the USA.
And just like anything in media, you have to be able to sell it with hot, sizzling takes and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so, like,
Oh,
this is,
the Megyn Kelly Today show on NBC back in 2017.
but this is when they're saying like sex cult and destructive branding and blah blah blah, and that's when they're like slamming Keith Raniere's face on everything. They're slamming all the girls that he's in control of and saying that he's raping them, and so now everybody's starting to connect the dots.
Yeah.
Public pressure is now also pushing for the FBI to do something.
Right. And then
Right.
the last one you were talking about was a New York Times like publication. So it's big media at this point.
Yeah. It's in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
People will see Keith Rainier and
Associate
him with
bad.
branding and sexually assaulting people.
Yeah.
Catherine, before Seduce came out, Catherine helped put together a lot of videographers and interviewers and journalists and documentary filmmakers to make what is now called The Vow, which goes into NXIVM as well. So she is also very smart in the sense of just like, I'm not trying to make money, which I believe she does.
I mean, I'm sure she's made money and like royalties or residuals off of all this, but I don't think that was her intention.
I don't think that was her intention either.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, there's a documentary about this that gets more eyes.
Well, especially, I mean, at like 2017 was a big documentary time. I mean, documentaries are still big now, but I feel like that was a good era for when documentaries were popping off and everyone cared about something super hard for like a month, and then would move on. And so
Right.
I feel like she was just kind of like, this is how the game's going to be played.
Right. She comes from TV.
Right.
Like,
This
she
is
knows how to
my
play that
wheelhouse
game of the public eye.
This is how I get people to give a shit.
Right.
And they won't give a shit unless it's on TV and people
and
are
it's
talking
effective.
about it. And it worked.
And it worked. And luckily, the more traction this is getting, the more defactors are popping up. More people have been like, oh, I like now that I'm out and I
Right.
can see everything from an
Yeah.
outside source, more people are breaking off and giving their story.
I'm sure they're getting people who have been out that are coming
Right.
forward.
And so now more and more people are getting interviewed.
I was just say, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, were the people that were like in the situation in the cult, like seeing their faces like on television and
Yes.
stuff like that?
And they were telling the lower
Right,
level
like,
cult
hold
people.
on, I don't remember being raped, like that kind of thing, and like then it just like connects and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
They reoriented their
like,
experiences.
oh, wait a minute, that was bad.
They're like, oh, yeah, that
Yeah.
sucked. I hated every
Right.
second of
Right.
it. And I hate being here.
right,
Funny enough, I'm glad that you said that because it's something that also like haunts me when India talks about this. India says it took her years after getting out to even recognize that she did anything sexual with Keith.
that's crazy.
Like she had just blocked it. Again, this goes back to what I said before. It takes people years to get into the cults, to get vamped up into where they turn into slaves. But it takes, just like in a relationship, when they say like, oh, you have a 5-year relationship, it takes 2.5 years. It's the opposite here. It takes at least twice as long
Right.
to reprogram your brain because your brain now is actually just now processing what the fuck just happened because they give you that draining schedule, because they bombard you constantly, because they deprive you of sleep and nutrients and surround you with all this disillusionment.
Yeah.
So things are crumbling.
Oh,
They-
yeah, big
and
time.
And they're telling all like, oh no, they're lying because they want Keith, like they're after Keith because they know he has the truth, because he's trying to save you.
That
But
man,
the
that don't hold
FBI
water.
The FBI doesn't want everyone to know the truth.
Well, that is also true.
Luckily, India starts to believe this. India starts seeing that maybe, just maybe, this is a cult. And she starts working as an undercover agent for her mother and
No kidding.
for everybody, where she starts looking through flash drives and looking through different things that she can get her hands on. Because this is when, by this time now, she's starting to get closer with Keith. She says that she's able to actually go on walks with him. She's able to talk to him and hang out with him, which at this point for anybody is a blessing.
Right.
Because Keith he's God's right-hand man. If he's blessing you with his time and energy, it's because you're special.
Right.
When on the flip side, the reality is Keith is trying to keep her as close as possible, to keep her away from her mom, keep her away from press, keep her away from a TV, keep her away from...
He's realizing that she's a threat at this point.
Yeah. So he's trying to make sure she's not like doing anything to, reach out to anybody that she knows or he knows that she shouldn't be talking to. But she later found a flash drive containing incriminating audio of Keith Raniere describing branding and other abuses. Catherine had prepared a legal and forensic support plan, and the family then worked with law enforcement. And luckily, that actually became one of the key parts for getting the FBI to actually step in.
It was the branding.
Well, it's more so Keith admitting to it.
Gotcha.
Again, Keith loved the camera.
They had hard evidence. They
Keith-
can actually act on something.
Yeah, Keith loved having physical evidence of things happening. I'm sure for Gooning.
Sure.
He loved that sense of power and being able to see people and document it and talk about it. Like in reality, he should not have recorded the self-damning evidence.
Right. But that's kind of how he gets his rocks off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like why serial killers take trophies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so now there's starting to become a connected and coordinated with former members and survivors, with Catherine, with law enforcement, with the survivors, with these deprogrammers. Now there's a network now coming together, building now a strong argument for the FBI and the powers that be to step in. Supported legal and law enforcement actions, a lot of public testimony as federal and state investigations progressed. Catherine and India cooperated with authorities, attended hearings, and India ultimately provided victim impact testimony. And Catherine also used her platform to support prosecutions and call for accountability. So she gets India out and immediately, God bless her, has to unravel everything in front of a court system. In front of, a gigantic room full of people. And in the whole sex cult and news coverage and everything, what really sucks is when she's leaving and going inside the court. When news reporters tell us your thoughts on XYZ, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of times, almost every time, it's what's it like to be in a sex cult? Is it true that you branded somebody? Is it true that you were raped? And just every painful experience that she has to slowly process and talk out loud, they're bringing it up and making it just a sensationalist topic. Ongoing survivor support and public education. She later published memoir and participated in dramatizations to keep the story in public eye. Catherine wrote Captive, and the story was dramatized on Lifetime, of course, which documented the abuse, preserved the record, and helped ensure media attention stayed on NXIVM crimes. And Catherine and India have both, as you can tell, done a lot of work to try and make sure people see what cults are and what happens to people in cults, and how it's just a meat grinder. In 2011, Catherine Oxenberg attends, just to give you initial involvement, that's when, in 2011, when Catherine brings India in, I'll just give you a quick timeline. 2012 to 2015 is when India moves to Albany and works closely with the leadership, DOS, the master slave thing. 2016 is when it becomes a growing concern. 2017 is when it goes public. And 2018 is when the criminal investigation starts.
Damn, that's crazy. It's crazy to think that all this stuff is going on while I'm doing a math quiz.
Right? My point being, this started in 98. Keith Raniere was able to run this cult for 20 years.
That's crazy.
I know, right?
And again, it only
Kind
got
of impressive.
It's really impressive. And again, it only got shut down because of Catherine. Her seemingly unlimited resources, her know-how of public and, camera work.
And then just that mother's determination to get her kid back.
Yeah.
Yep.
100%.
To do a quick mirror flip on this, I've also been looking into, the P. Diddy allegations and basically how a lot of people wanted to pin down the RICO charges of basically sex trafficking, essentially saying he's his own cult. Look, on the flip side, when you have someone who also has seemingly unlimited resources, they are able to beat the system.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Be the latter. If you have resources, beat the system.
And so that's kind of my point. This is a lucky situation.
Right.
Yeah.
Where Keith essentially tried to pick wealthy and powerful people to recruit others. That ends up being his downfall. But there are people that are also horrific in other ways, such as P. Diddy, that specifically chose people that are not as powerful as him or more powerful than him, so he can abuse them and then essentially get away with it. It's not until 2018 when everyone gets involved where Keith Raniere was arrested in Mexico and then extradited to the United States. A month later, Allison Mack is also arrested and charged with sex trafficking. In August of 2018, Catherine publishes her memoir, Captive, A Mother's Crusade to Save Her Daughter from a Terrifying Cult, detailing her 3-year fight and making further media rounds. And by late 2018, India finally leaves NXIVM and returns home after months of decompression and therapy. In March 2019, a full year later, co-founder Nancy Salzman pleads guilty. April 2019, Allison Mack pleads guilty to racketeering. June 19th, 2019, Keith Raniere is found guilty on all counts of sex trafficking, forced labor conspiracy, racketeering, and more. Catherine and India both attend parts of the trial and support survivors giving testimony. As you can imagine, people were very emotional in giving their testimonies. We're talking about people's entire lives unraveling. Not a lot of these people had the same loving mother to save them or still love them after all of this. Did you find anybody, Grant, that there are some survivors that did talk? There's a lot that don't. I feel like there's a decent amount of survivors that basically like, I would just want to leave it behind me. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I imagine there's some people who feel like just an immense shame. And
Yeah, no, 100%. There is a guy, I'll look it up, because when I was doing my own research for this, there's a guy, he ends up with a like sort of a cult-based podcast that's doing pretty well, on his own record, but he's also doing good work. But he gets one of like the top tier ladies that's known Keith for like since college or whatever. And that interview between the two of them was horrible, but also very eye-opening. I'll try and see if I can find it. Keep going.
In 2020, September 30th, 2020, so in the middle of the pandemic,
Yep.
Raniere is sentenced to 120 years in prison.
Damn.
Fuck yeah.
November 2020, India releases the Starz docuseries Seduced inside the NXIVM cult, chronicling her indoctrination and escape. And that's where a lot of my research came from.
Wow.
And it is fantastic. I could not suggest it more. If you do get high and watch it, be ready to cry because you will definitely be hurt by how humans treat other humans. But again, going back to how I wanted to open up, how do we fight all of this? It's by community, by loving and support and forgiving people when they falter. In 2021 to present, Advocacy and Aftermath, Catherine continues to do interviews, go into speaking engagements, and survivor advocacy work. She collaborates with anti-cult organizations and consults on new cases of coercive control groups. Unfortunately, there has not been any law changes or law introductions which there should be, but it's one of those things. It would be so hard to put into place on a federal level. So you would have to go state by state, and that's its own hurdle.
Right.
Yeah.
But India and Catherine publicly reconciled and advocate together for awareness and recovery resources. Many members suffered serious harm, of course, psychological trauma, estrangement from family and friends, like I said, financial loss. A lot of them paid, like I said, upwards of tens to thousands of dollars, giving away their life savings, giving away every dollar that they earned for years on end. So a lot of people gave not just 5 figures, 6 figures over the time that they were in NXIVM. Just looking at India's life alone, she gave up all of her life from 2011 to 2018. And even now, even up to 2020, was openly like, I still have to fight every day to just live life.
Yeah.
After everything that I have gone through. So just basically, she's given a decade to a horrific cult and supporting them, and now is trying to live life by make amends by making sure that no one else falls into that same pitfall.
Right. And just real quick, the one I was talking about, it's a podcast called WTF is on my mind. But Mark Vicente was one of Keith's right-hand men for a long time, because we really focused heavily on the women-centric side of this whole cult, but there's a lot of men in this cult as well, of course. He was kind of like a numbers guy. He was really good at logistics and planning and everything like that. And he got out pretty early, and he jumped on Catherine's side and was really, really heavy about going to some of these conventions. At one point, they had put out this documentary that had nothing to do with NXIVM at all, but they funded it at kind of a sort of a Scientology move, where they were talking about something else entirely, but they kind of embedded some of their theology into it, as a way to sway people in film festivals and stuff like that. And he would show up to them and confront some of his ex-cult members to be like, do you understand that this is horrible? Why are you still doing this? Yada, yada. But he has an interview with Karen Unterreiner, who met Keith in college. They were close friends and in a sort of a pseudo-romantic relationship for 40 years.
Jesus Christ.
And yeah, she talk about that deprogramming thing. She really dives deep into how long it took her to get out of that mind. And she's still not there, she still talks about how she thinks about him on a daily basis or whatever. So I do recommend that episode if you want to dive deep into two people that were deeply involved in it and their conversation, because they were close friends in the cults, and then they became close friends after they both left the cults. So it's a pretty interesting dynamic to listen to.
Correct me, or remind me, the men in the cult, did they have any idea what was going on with the women in the cult, or were they kept that separate?
Oh yeah, they kept that as separate as possible.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I'm sure some of the upper people definitely knew.
And then I also
in that episode though, he was like, hold on. You were living in the same house as so-and-so? Because I was told that y'all weren't even allowed to talk to each other. And then she'd be like, oh, no, we weren't really allowed to interact with each other. But yeah, we lived in the same house. We were next door neighbors.
I also had another question. Yeah. Cults, they'll have these specific beliefs, there's Scientology and all their space stuff that they believe. What were their main principles? Did it all revolve around Keith was his name, right?
Keith Veneer.
Yeah. Did it all just revolve around him?
Yeah. He's the world's smartest man. He has all the secrets to life.
But what were some of the things that they taught?
It seems like not much.
Well, that's what it's. That's what it.
It seems like it was just cult of personality and prosperity gospel.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of it is that. A lot of it is basically just
teaching you how to be a
propaganda.
Sigmapreneur.
Keith is the way.
Keith,
yeah.
To give you an idea, Keith was charged with pedophilia. And he brings it up in one of his talks about how, and I think I mentioned this earlier, but in one of his talks, he talks about, oh, if you were sexually assaulted but you enjoyed it, what are you complaining about?
Oh yeah.
So that's a lot of his work. A lot of like, I'm the smartest man in the world, and what you're doing is self-sabotaging yourself,
Right.
by humiliation and blah blah blah. When in reality, he's using that
Right.
tactic against you.
So really, he's not installing any specific beliefs as to like how like the world works or like
Not really. It's just
Right.
more of this.
It's more of just
predatory self.
listen to me, do what I say, right? And
As opposed to self help.
gotcha,
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. And that's what he
Real-
hides behind this entire
The fact
time.
that-
Damn
this
it,
is
Jamie,
self-help.
hit the
Right.
button on your fucking watch.
For 20 years, people believing in absolutely nothing. That's
Yeah.
just that,
Isn't that crazy?
blows my mind. Like there's no solid like
No.
principle. There's no like world belief. It's just do whatever I say because I say so.
I mean, if you want to listen to some of like Keith's interviews and stuff, we talked about this episode 1. He literally rambles for 20
Right,
minutes.
right.
long
I think you mentioned
Yeah.
something
When
like
you're
that, like
listening
the-
to it at the time, you're like, I guess this kind of makes sense. And then you stop it and you think back. It's like, what the fuck did I just listen to?
he's just filibustering the whole time.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot of filibustering. But again, he's using a lot of like coded talk, if you will.
Yeah.
By also saying like, well, if you want the real message, you need to attend the next seminar. And this next seminar, we're really going to dive deep.
Right.
And that's how they get a lot of these success programs. And that's how they
Right.
sell it to people. It's just like,
Pull the sci-fi out of Scientology and you basically have the same fucking thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
and I want to,
Uninventive fuck.
I know, lazy.
But well,
at the
like
end of
what
the
they were
day,
saying, I mean,
you know?
like that's all cults. All
Yeah.
cults use the same principle. and
Battlefield
method.
Earth was a great novel, you know?
Even greater movie.
so I want to end on this, on these two notes, but this is a quote, from episode 4 from Seduced Inside the NXIVM Cult. This is directly from India. She said, "It took me 9 months after Keith was arrested to even say the words that something sexual did happen. I don't think until recently was I able to comprehend that this was rape, that this was against my own will. I would have never have done this if I didn't feel like I was collateralized. I would have never engaged in any sexual acts with Keith, would have never pursued him, and I would never want this for anybody else. This is not what I signed up for, and this is not what I wanted to happen." And with this docuseries, India Oxenberg, her mom, Rick Allen Ross, and people like them were able to rewrite this narrative about her life, about her changing her life, about her family and her story. And I love that. I remember that life is a collaborative effort, and maybe even this stupid-ass podcast can change your life. But above all, you can always change your life too.
I was going to say, we'll damn well try.
So my final rule being, the more virtuous a person says they are, the more you should question them. And that's what I want to end on.
I'm a good guy, okay?
You should listen to me.
I'm the greatest guy that's ever happened. Please listen to me. In fact, give me money about it.
I'm the ultimate Sigmapreneur.
Finally. We're going to clip that.
Damn it, Joseph, you too.
I'm on board now. Let me brand you,
All right.
Grant.
Well, again, I think we should
Is it your
say a
initials?
very special thank you to
All right,
Paige.
then that's fine.
Thank you,
for-
Paige.
Yeah, thank
Thanks,
you, Paige,
Paige.
for giving us 2 wonderful episodes. And I would
Give
like
us
to
a lot of wonderful episodes.
Right.
You really gave us a lot of material to work with.
absolutely,
Anytime you want to give us more, we're open.
absolutely, and that goes for the rest of our
about to
wonderful
say,
listeners. You know,
We got a couple of heavy hitters coming up, a la Austin and then Joseph.
Oh,
right.
we got some heaviest of
It's
hitters.
my turn next, and I actually don't have a topic yet. So
Do you not?
Really?
That's unlike you,
I've been
Grant.
struggling, man. I don't know. I just it's.
Are you going to do a heavy hitter too? A little blood and guts?
I probably should. I keep oscillating between like one of my like pure history ones that's got death in it, of course.
we do
Or
love a history
Just
episode.
do an old.
I love the
school-
history ones.
Old school serial killer, but maybe one that hadn't been touched on too much.
Hey, I'm telling y'all, you ask for the blood and guts, and you're gonna get it. But I can tell you, once we do our little round robin of fucking serial killers, I'm hitting y'all with a historical one.
Question. Maybe you know the answer to this, Grant and or Joseph. Maybe even Austin.
I don't like how you phrased that.
I did too.
Who knows? Maybe even you, Austin.
Backhanded insult.
So while I was doing research last night on my future next episode, it dawned on me that the United States is the #1 leader in a lot of cool things, like school shootings or mass shootings in general.
Medical debt.
People going homeless because of medical debt.
Cults.
People dying because of medical debt.
Imprisonment. Being homeless in general.
But we're also #1 in serial killers.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Why do you think is that? Like, is it like
Lead in the air during the 70s, the amount of land mass that we have to hide in.
Our almost sociopathic urge to not recognize community and prize the individual over everything else. Probably a deep fascination with violence and, again, disassociating ourselves from other people.
And I would honestly say the massively unhealthy religious development of our governmental structure.
Yeah.
Because the only theory I had thus far was like, you know what?
We're persecuted Puritans, right? So
And almost every, like, especially in Europe, like their murder ratios are so low. And the first theory I had is they get a full month off a year. I
Honestly,
bet that changes a lot of feelings.
That really is
all work and no
gotta
play.
be something too.
Yeah.
all work and no
I
play
would be
makes
down
Jack
for
a dull
a month
boy.
of holiday.
Say
Yeah.
again?
I would be down for a month of holiday.
Like, imagine if you
Yeah.
had a month off a year. I feel like
Oh
you'd
my
really just chill out as a person.
Oh, yeah.
Like PTO a month.
Julie, do you have something to say?
And I don't even need a solid month. It's just you give me a month's amount of time and space it out over the year. More holidays. Honestly, a 4-day work week, less fucking hours being worked. You'd be surprised what it do for people. I mean,
Also,
material conditions dictate a lot of
More work
social
gets
conditions.
done
Yeah.
during this under those
Well, that's the thing is because it is a whole other fucking thing. And I don't want to just start ranting, but
Give me 2 weeks in like the hot months. Give me 2 weeks in like the fall cold months.
if you give people an incentive to care more, where they don't feel like they're under the needle or under the gun all the time,
they care more.
they care more
And they're better at their job.
because they're less stressed.
So yeah,
Makes
that's
sense
it.
to me.
Also, fluoride in the water's making us serial killers. And the G5.
Right. Well, it's certainly
5G.
It's certainly turning the frogs gay. That's for
It
sure.
certainly
For sure.
is.
For sure.
If there's one thing I know.
There's one thing
That there's some gay ass frogs in them
Satire.
water. No satire.
Comedy
It's real.
podcast.
It's real.
Comedy podcast. Well, let's hit them with our socials.
Oh, yeah.
And
Follow us at Trashroll_USA on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button.
Comment on
Engage
our
with
podcast.
us. Comment on our shit.
Sign up for our Patreon where there will be tiers to the fun stuff you can get from us.
We just
Maybe
got a new MySpace page. That's
We got a
really
MySpace
cool.
page.
Really cool.
We're going to start doing more notes on our Zanga.
Hit
You
us
know,
up on
really
Truth
hit the-
Social.
Find the real pulse for the people.
Joseph's put a lot of effort into our Tumblr account.
That's true.
And
I
it's
have.
really coming around.
I'm reposting a lot of black and white photos of
Vampires?
Gerard Way.
Oh, Gerard Way, that also works.
And the live journal is all mine.
Yeah, yeah. Julie's on the live journal.
Yeah.
The LJ, as we all know it, because we talk about it so often. We just call it LJ now.
If you have any thoughts,
Just saves
comments,
time.
concerns,
Saves
want
time.
to tell us what we should be doing, want to give us a good idea on a topic that you want us to cover, email us at don'temailtrashroll@gmail.com.
If you want to tell Cora hello and how adorable she is,
Look at Cora.
email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com.
You could literally just comment Cora on our Spotify episodes, and it would help us.
It
That's all you
seriously
got to
would.
do.
And it's spelled QUORRA.
And there's an ampersand in there somewhere too, right?
Yeah, you can put that anywhere though.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then call us. Oh, no. Well, you could call us, but
Yeah, sure.
send
We're
us
not going to
a
answer
text
it.
message, a voice note.
Just text us.
Send us a voicemail, right?
with the number 615. It's going to be flashing here. 615-768-9483. That's 615-768-9483. And now we got to go, guys. It's getting late.
Adios.
Okay, bye.
Bye. See you next Tuesday.
Like what you hear? Subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at Trashville_USA. And if there's a true crime story you want the gang to cover, email us at don'temailtrashville@gmail.com. Murder SCHMURDER is produced by Jamie. Our tracking engineer is Grant. And our mix and mastering engineer is Julie. Incidental music and our theme song is provided by Jules. This has been another production of